Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Penn, and welcome back to my channel. So I thought I'll do like a live commentary because most of the times when I do my videos, when it comes to my gameplay benchmarks of my RTX 4090, the series so far, it just have no commentary and just pure gameplay. So this is the first Berserker Khazan. And essentially what this game is, ladies and gentlemen, is that it's a action role-playing game. Now, previously, my experience within this, I guess, type of genre, because it has Souls-inspired or Souls-like, as the community likes to call it. I have experience playing and beating Black Myth Wukong, Tria, the last song, just to give some examples. Um, I'm not a Demon Souls player or a Dark Souls or an Elden Ring kind of guy. So I cannot compare the difficulty, at least honestly, in comparison to this game. But this game right here has some of the toughest boss fights that you can encounter. I can certainly guarantee you that. So they have like this fictional European, it's like the medieval fantasy world, type of game. And essentially, it takes place within the universe of the Dungeon and Fighter series. And the gameplay, for the most part, is going to be centered around you doing main quests, which are your story missions, but then there's also side quests. The side content to the game is definitely relevant, and it has a narrative to it at the end of the day. It's not just boring. It's not just you go from checkpoint to checkpoint. They did put some thought into this game when it came to the narrative development. Now, is it the greatest story in the world? No. This first impressions won't have like any spoilers in terms of the story per se, but I will be highlighting some things in terms of like what I've been doing and showcasing just some things within the game that you may want to be aware of and things like that. So, I guess I get into my next talking point then in this case. So right here, this is like the bind, and pretty much this is when you can refill, your health. When you're in the middle of a main mission or a side quest, you can view Kazan's memories, which these are pretty much just checkpoints, and then you can upgrade the stats along the way here. Then you have your phantom ability. So think of your phantoms like your summons. These phantoms or these creatures, they're just designed to aid you in battle. So when it comes to some of the upper echelon tier of the boss battles or the more demanding bosses, you have the ability to use summons. Now I have heard that definitely in the end game, these summons get totally wiped out because the bosses are just that damn strong, but you have the option to use them if you like. Okay, then you have to upgrade stats. So what this is the Batter Blade Nexus. We're currently in the crevice. Think of this like a hub. This is like your safe zone, your safe area. There won't be any enemies here, at least at this time of the game that I'm in, and I'm gonna show you my stats. So your lacrima is basically going to be the red. That's pretty much like your souls in a sense. So if you played a souls game, that's pretty much like your souls. You can farm that. You can sell off different pieces of gear to gain lacrima, and you're able to do some serious upgrades. So I'm going to show you that right now. So I actually redid my stats. I'm level 99, and I have been I've been farming lacrima and I've been level grinding accordingly because this game is brutal on certain bosses, bro. I'm telling you, I got my vitality at 57, my endurance I have that at 61. Why did I decide to focus primarily on these two and leave the others? Some people will prefer a balance. And when I did my live stream on this game, I talked about how I wanted everything balanced. Like you saw pretty much everything the same. I'm glad I did it like this. Your endurance is probably going to be the most important when we're discussing a game like this, because your stamina, if you dodge, you use stamina. If you guard, you use stamina. If you attack in this game, you use stamina. So the endurance, you kind of want to focus on that, as well as your vitality, if I'm even pronouncing that right. This is basically like your overall health and your resistance to the various attacks that the bosses or the enemy types may throw at you in the game. So I'm level 99, and I try to be, honestly, 10 to 20 levels above the recommended level of the side quests, or definitely the main mission. Now, you can level up organically. Pretty much, you play through the main quests. You may do some side quests. I recommend you do the side missions because it's only going to benefit you, because you're able to get lacrima, more experience, more currency within the game, so that you're able to buy certain items or certain things that you need, so that you can feel prepared for the next level in the game. So that's what I would recommend there. So, and see, here is just the mountain range. So this is going to be pretty much the first part of the game that you're going to be pretty much focused on, things like that. So I guess I should show my settings, because you do see a benchmark in the upper left hand corner of the screen. And I apologize if I may sound all over the place. This is unscripted. This is just like turn on the game, hit record, and let's go. So I'm gonna go into settings, and these are my graphical options. I got it maxed out. I do have deep learning super sample on quality, and essentially that's AI upscale to 4K, where it has the resolution at 1440p, upscales it to 4K. I honestly don't see a difference between this and 4K native. I ran both modes offline, and I see no difference. The main difference is the performance. The performance is more consistent with AI upscale 4K than 4K native. And on my current machine, as a beast of a machine that it is, I prefer the resolution with the performance. So that's why you see the settings here. NVIDIA Reflex, that's a personal preference. That's supposed to reduce the input latency, things like that. And I am on DirectX 12. Okay. So this is a native 144 hertz panel, and I got my stuff set up to my liking in the NVIDIA control panel. So you see the FPS may only go up to 138. It's a reason for that. That has to do with the VRR and G-Sync and all that. So everything is aligned properly and buttery smooth, as you can see. So let's go here. My current gear, I'm a level 91. I got a 337 total attack damage, and your gear is going to improve your health, your stamina, your attack, your defense, weight, agility. It's going to play into all that. So while you're farming lacrima or while you're level grinding, you want to do both. You want to progress enough, explore enough, do the side quests, because you want to get the gear that's going to be the best for that particular situation. And you wouldn't know that unless you try it, unless you have it. So you need to be looking into doing as much of the side quests in this game as possible, per my recommendation. This is my armor, and you can pause the video, accessories, all this, and then they have hotkey items. in which these can be throwables. You know, you can remove certain effects. Certain bosses, it may give you a frost effect or a fire effect, and then you can remove it or improve the resistance with these high key items. And then you have some throwables in here. For example, when thrown, it deals poison damage to the enemies. So I like that. They definitely come in handy, and you're definitely going to have to switch them up depending on what boss you're playing. Because not every boss is the same on this game, and all of the attack patterns are not the same also. So I know I've been rambling on. This is my skill tree. I'm using a spear build at the moment, and that's my swift attack, my potent blow, chain, shrewd, and guard. I definitely focus on defense as well. So then I got my common. I will say this: I started off with the dual wield. You know, pretty much that's going to be default, I believe, for everyone. And then I was like, I like the spear because of the range. You know, because I can do distance attacks, mid range, and I can zone in on you as well. So that's pretty much what I'm doing with that. And that's about it. Like, the graphics are phenomenal in this game. It's like this three-dimensional cell shaded look mixed in with this like semi-photo realism, like anime cell shaded environment, if I'm even putting that correctly. But this game looks awesome. That's how I would say it. Just looks awesome. I don't believe this game has native HDR support. I'm using NVIDIA's RTX HDR, so that's their AI-based HDR. I use that on all my games, regardless if the game has HDR implementation or not, because it generally just looks better, in my personal opinion. And I'm just using the AI, I'm using the tools to their advantage, and I'm having a amazing experience with this game. I'm liking this game. It's challenging. The gameplay is addictive, and it definitely puts you in a thrill. Okay, so we're about 12 minutes in, give or take. I suppose I should show something. So I'm gonna do a boss. I'll say this though. Nah. Matter of fact, because I don't want nobody in the comments saying spoil, things like that. So I'm going to fight a boss that you will fight very early in the game. Now I'm over level, so the fight isn't going to last long, but you'll get a sense. Go here. Yeah, literally this one. So you see, recommended level is 1. So I'll show you how I deal with this enemy. Fought it plenty of times because I was farming Lacrima, actually using this boss in the live stream actually. So once you progress, you know, through the game, whatever the case may be, you can replay the boss fights. So if you feel as though you need to master a certain gameplay mechanic or things like that, then you can definitely come through. So I'm about to fight this boss now. And as you can see, I'm doing major damage. You can see that was over. Before the balls could even pick up. Like, it was a wrap. So, but I'm just overpowered. And that was a level 1. So what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna stick in this mountain range, because these are the enemy types that you're going to be seeing when you first boot up the game. And let me do this. Let's do this. Ember Ruins. I'm gonna do one more boss battle, just so you can get a sense of the game, because that one ended way too quick. I think this one that I'm doing has multiple phases and things like that. And because, oh, there's a stutter there. Because I'm like overpowered in general, just to give you a sneak peek, I won't use a summon. I won't use a summon in this. I'm just gonna go straight through it.
What is that powerful?
See, the graphics on this thing is like incredible.
Of the dragonkin, perhaps.
That energy I can sense. It feels like his Mars.
Now, granted, your results may vary. Cold Viper. Oh crap. Uh-huh. Yeah. Ooh, I forgot about that move. Jeez. And you will eventually stagger the boss, and you can do a lot more damage, things like that. So that's another counter. So this is all part of the gameplay mechanics, things like that. So as you're playing through the game, you'll be able to find out what's your preferred style and what you like to do, things like that. This part right here sounds crazy in the home theater. Ooh. So you see, that was that. So Viper, for a lot of people, is one of the toughest boss fights in the game, especially like this early on. So you can see that when you are over prepared, yeah, the game is very rewarding. All right, and just look at the visuals, man. Beautiful, beautiful game. Now, I'm going to have some more footage of this title, things like that. And definitely going to be live streaming some more of this, post some more gameplay when I can. And that's generally it. You know, it was more of a benchmark, first impressions video. Let me know how you enjoyed this. I know I rambled on. Video probably went longer than I originally intended, but hey, I wanted to put out some gameplay content on the channel, you know, mix it up a bit. And that's about it. So until next time, peace out. Thank you for watching and take care. Goodbye.